Hey there, happy Tuesday, it's me, Curiosity Trader. Hopefully had a great trading day. Just going to do a quick recap overall on some of the stocks of today. Again, all these are really geared toward those who are learning. Hopefully I'll learn something from them. Again, I always say all of these are for educational only, alright? But first and foremost, mRNA, 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. This is the exact one of my setups I do over and over again. And again, I always tell you, right, focus on the leading stocks. Focus on the stocks that have a reason to go up. Don't focus on randomness. Don't focus on stocks that don't have no reason to go up, okay? And again, this is how this differs from like day trading, these low float runners, right? Is, again, I'm not knocking down like these day trading strategies and all that, but like you can make money, again, you can make money, right? But like, I'm not trying to scalp here. I'm not trying to do none of that. I only have one pattern on these day trading. I only will trade a stock, like a penny stock, in one scenario: an afternoon high day break or a morning high day break. But other than that, it's just randomness, right? But with these stocks, right, with the stocks that you know that institutions want to buy, you have a clear edge. Because again, I always say, follow the money. Follow the money. And often, institutions, they leave trails, right? They take time to accumulate and all that stuff and ever. And I mentioned this, 5-star EP, right? The best ones just go, but sometimes they pull back, make a range, right, for a couple days, and they go again. And yeah, it tried, right? I mentioned it yesterday. It tried to make a range. It had a nice range break, but it's stuffed, right? And that's fine. Just watch it. This second time was the charm. Opening range high, low day stop. A 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. I'm long overnight. Ideally with this play, right? Again, initially, right? I was long from 119 average opening range EP day. I should still be long this. There's no reason for me to sell, right? But again, I got scared, and that's one of the things I'm tracking right now in my trading system is like the positive max efficiency rating on that. So we'll see how things play out. But ideally with this setup, most of the time they're going to have legs higher. I'm not saying, right, this is going to break out to 1 over 180, but the odds are very high in this scenario, considering it's a biotech. With the news they have, right? And it's a nice range. This is a nice orderly fashion stock. It's not random. It's not a random stock. Yeah, it has a reason to go up. That's called a rocket fuel. And that's what I wanted to show you today. And you have to find out what you're best at. And I always tell you, right, find what you're good at. And it takes time. You have to pretty much just build a database of stock charts. And I've been doing this for years on years. But over time, I curated to find what's best for me. Like INTC, right, from earlier this past year, 5-star EP. And this is a perfect example of what I mean by stocks take time to develop. The gap up, 2 days of sideways, right? Then we had a nice range expansion, and it's pretty much what you're going here for. And with mRNA, right, I'm not sure what's gonna go, but you just trade the price action. That's all you really have is price at the end of the day. So a nice one so far. Some of the ones I'm watching, another one that set up very well is SMCI. I've been watching this one for the past couple of weeks. I always talked about this. Had nice earnings, right? I don't think it was a really 5-star EP. It was a nice gap up, but I'm watching it. Today was a nice range day off the lows. Kind of a mean reversion long, has a nice pullback, an orderly pullback after a nice linear move in a sense. And look where it found support on the 10-day moving average. And ideally yesterday, right, could have got long, but no, I like to wait for confirmation. And I'm not going to go into detail here, but this wick has got bought up clearly off the 20 day, and it made a nice base. So that's 5-star. This is one of the setups that I've been tracking as well. This is a high out setup. Ideally, continuation trade over $40, but it's just all about playing the odds in a sense. But that's really the only two I'm watching so far. Another one like SMCI was ABCL. Okay, you can see the similarities in these, right? See the similarities. Pause the video and see the similarities. It's the exact same stuff, guys, over and over again. Biotech, this is a biotech leader. Again, stocks move in stairs, right? It has to go up, a nice orderly fashion pullback, goes where to? The 10-day. And same damn thing, guys. Opening range highs, low of day stop. I didn't trade this because my account is small, so I took pretty much all my buying power in mRNA. In hindsight, right, this would have been an ideal trade. But yeah, that's a nice one so far. And that one, well, one I'm watching as well. Let's see here. Let's just go through them. HNSC has a nice follow through. Iova is setting up for tomorrow. This is a nice biotech as well. Same exact premise. Look left, recent runner. Talked about all that before. Nice linear move. Now we're making a range, right? We want the 10-day to catch up. So we'll see. More sideways the better. If it breaks over this pivot level, then perhaps, But I want more sideness. I want this 10-day to catch up, to surf on the days. Then you have a nice range break. But if not, it could completely fade, right? It could go lower. But just one on radar. QMCO, another scenario, 5-star. I'm watching this one. Exact same thing. Linearity, focus on stocks, again, that have gone up. Okay, those ones offer numerous setups. But the best EPs go from entry, right? I missed it. No big deal. Had a nice linear move, nice orderly pullback. Guess where to? The 10-day. Now it's in a range. So more sideways, the better. It's all about waiting, guys. It's about sitting. People always tell me, why not buy it now? No, you want to buy it just as it's breaking out of range, right? Over $23. And if not, so what? It's about having expectations. Just because this is basing well and all that, you always want to have market awareness as well, right? Just because all that's going well doesn't mean it's gonna play out. Okay, you always want to put things in perspective. But this is a nice setup that I'm watching, so we'll see if that plays out. If not, so be it. Inmax, same type of Inmax, same type of scenario. This is kind of a low odds play, but I just like it. It's a recent earnings winner, small account edge. But other than that, let me see other earnings winners that I'm watching. PLTR is kind of it's stuff today. I tried. From selling backlist. QNST. Let's see if it holds 10-day. Shopify has been one that's going lately. This one's just a waiting game, but ADR is 4%. Again, the small account, we focus on higher ADRs. But it had a nice gap up off the range base here. Not a 5-star though. But I'm watching it. It's just backlist play. Other than that, I'm watching Bitcoin. Has been going lately. Bitcoin and these metal theme plays have been going lately. So I'm watching those. Somewhat of a backlist play, like CRML. Some other ones I'm watching in that sector. Which one? USAR. I'm just watching, and they get a nice base. And I'm watching them, because look left, okay? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but most of the times, it's the exact same setup as this, and it had a nice run here. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but silver has been heating up lately. So I'm just watching that one. MP as well, making a nice little flag here on the daily chart. Watching that one as well. All these other backlists, I have price alerts on them, so if they hit, I know what's going on. HL as well, nice linear move. Look left, has gone before. Nice linear move off the moving averages, and here we are. So we'll see what happens. Over 21 and 22, but I'm more focused on the other ones, obviously. SpaceX is bottoming nicely. Other than that, the one yesterday I mentioned, BTCT. Is still in range, it's still developing, it's still in a setup, and that's one thing I want to tell you, right? Just because yesterday it didn't work out for me, right? And that's fine, no big deal. I don't take it off watch list. I still watch the stock for a good amount of time. So I'm watching this. It's in a nice range. So who knows? As I mentioned, Bitcoin has been going lately. So it's BTC. Bitcoin has been going lately. So I'm watching it. Nice little rally here, nothing crazy, but yeah, I'm just watching it to see if it has any potential move, left in it, and if not, then no big deal. But if so, I'll be ready. I'm looking over this 230 level, ideally, but it could be a fade, obviously. But other than that, that's really all I want to talk about. There's probably some other ones, but I want to keep this one short. But mRNA, 5-star continuation trade. All right, but I'll see y'all next time.